Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
So I wasn't prepared because, Woody just started the music on me. I was chatting.
I was busting a move on.
But he just starts and he's like, all right, we're a few minutes late, so let's get going, Heather. Quit chatting. So anyway, welcome to Talk Local to Me. I'm Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
And I'm Michael Norfield with Visiting Angels of Lynchburg.
I thought you were forgetting who you were with for a second.
I did.
It sounded like you were going to stutter. So welcome back to Talk Local to Me. We have got two guests on the show with us today. We're going to get into that in just a few minutes. But first off, I want to thank our sponsor, Legacy Wealth Management. And Legacy Wealth Management was founded out of a desire to provide the best client service experience in the financial industry. After working for years in the traditional corporate investment world, the founders of Legacy Wealth Management knew that there was a better way. With so many companies pushing their clients to call centers and increasing account minimums, we wanted to deliver a client experience second to none. We believe in education, communication, and a deep commitment to a personal relationship with each client. Call Legacy Wealth Management today or go online to lynchburglegacy.com to improve the relationship with your finances. Legacy Wealth Management Group, it's more than a plan for your money. It is a plan for your life. So super excited to have Legacy Wealth Management.
A sponsor trying us out for a couple of weeks here. And I'm also a client of Legacy. So I can tell you that their experience is different than anything I've had anywhere else.
So while I'm not a client of Legacy, there is also Legacy Auditorium, which is owned by Legacy Wealth Management.
It is, and that's a great space. A lot of CVABC events happen there.
A lot.
Empower Women's
so
event.
I can highly recommend their services even in that department, and being able to work with Josh and his crew and, his staff and everyone there. It's always been a great experience for us. So.
It has, and it's a great location.
Yeah. Yeah.
And their Christmas lights are amazing.
Oh, yeah. I love their Christmas lights.
Yeah.
We waited, I think it was 2 years ago. We made the mistake of going like the first day.
Mm-hmm.
Probably won't do that.
It's a little crowded.
It was a tag. But that was the year they were doing like Mama Crockett's donuts and hot chocolate. And I think it kind of backed up a little bit. But I mean, who didn't want hot chocolate and donuts when you roll through a scene of beautiful Christmas lights and you get to see the Grinch and Santa and.
Oh, I didn't know Chris was there.
Yeah.
You need to tell him that when you get home.
I'm going to tell my husband you said that because he doesn't listen to my podcast. So we can say whatever we want about Chris.
Now he should because we're going to start talking about it.
I ask him all the time, you listen to my podcast? No. And he's like, really?
He's missing out.
He is.
He's missing out.
But that's fine. I'll just keep talking about, we joke with him because he's no Facebook Chris.
Right.
Because he refuses to have social media. And apparently he's no podcast Chris because he doesn't listen to my podcast.
But he is Christmas ornament Chris because we had a Christmas party that he came to and we had every guest decorate a Christmas ornament and he pulled out some skills. Like
he did.
He won best ornament of the night.
Well, so for people who've never met my husband or seen my husband, he is the spitting image of Yukon Cornelius from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
He looks just like him. And so everyone's always told him that. So he actually decorated an ornament of Yukon Cornelius and put like hashtag no Facebook Chris on it. It was awesome. It's pretty cool. Anyway, there's my shout out to my husband who won't listen to my podcast.
I'll text him and tell him he should.
Yeah. Well, speaking of events, because you were talking about Legacy, we do have some upcoming events, and I know we've talked about it a few times on the show, but I'm going to throw them out there because they're getting closer and closer and closer.
It's creeping up. We've got the Fall Fling. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So the Fall Fling for Wellness is happening on August the 5th, and it is sponsored by the fabulous Visiting Angels of Lynchburg and Oakwood Health and Rehab here.
Who is also fabulous.
And is part of the Hill Valley
healthcare
group. And so they're going to be our sponsors. But the Fall Fling is kind of a dual event. It's a health fair. It's also a disc golf tournament. So we have disc golfers that are signing up to come out and play that day. And then we have, I think we have close to 20 some vendors right now set up that are coming to talk about, wellness, ways you can keep healthy. We have martial arts that'll be there. So you can bring your kids and kind of show them what like martial arts, how that can help you out. We have Kaya Health, which they've been on the show and they can talk to you about direct primary care. We have we have Visiting Angels who can talk about elder care and in-home care.
And in-home care, yeah.
We have a lot of things. We have rehab facility.
Oakwood Health and Rehab is going to be there with a table set up.
Yep.
They have lots of amazing goodies they give away too.
We have Good Samaritan Hospice is going to be there. I mean, so like I said, I'm not going to name all 20 people because, honestly, I don't know them off the top of my head. But it is a good variety. And so we're encouraging those in the community, whether you're here in Bedford or you're in the surrounding area, to come out to Falling Creek Park. It's located here in Bedford. We're going to be there from 10 to 2. So you can come and talk to all the different employers. And I love the fact that we're doing this before school starts because and not just that, but also before kind of that fall winter starts where the flu kicks in and people start getting the sniffles and they start getting sick. And it's a good time to kind of come out and talk to people about the potential for keeping yourself healthy through that time period. So it's free admission. There's no charge. Just come out and invest in your health and, talk to the different vendors. So we have that. And then our first cruise in, downtown cruise in here in Bedford is going to be happening August 10th. It's open to anyone that wants to come showcase their vehicles. If you're part of like a car club or maybe you just have a cool car you want to bring out yourself. Again, no entry fee for that. You don't have to pay to put your car in. We have some food trucks lined up. We're hoping to have a little bit of music. We're getting with the downtown businesses to have them open. It's from 6 to 8 on August 10th. So it's a great time to just stroll through downtown Bedford, check out some cool cars, grab some food, do some shopping. Have a good time. And that's going to happen on the second Friday of each month, August, September, and October. So, and we're going to have we've got some cool things in place. I think for September, we're going to encourage people to bring canned food and we're going to do a canned food drive. So any of the cars that come, we're asking them to bring canned food. And then in October, we're going to be asking for an unwrapped toy or a teddy bear to do for the Toys for Tots or the Teddy Bear Brigade so that we can donate those items.
Or they could buy a Grover and donate that.
Or they could come here. So they could come here to Watts Creative Studio and get Grover and donate him, even though he hasn't had a podcast in a while. I've missed Grover, but it's okay.
He's been busy.
I'll give him a little bit of downtime.
He's been everywhere, man.
Grover's
He's been trying to find Bigfoot, so that's probably where he's at.
Oh, okay. Well, that's interesting. Yeah. And then our two bigger events for the summer. August 19th is Battle of the Bands in at Liberty Lake Park.
And that's a great event.
That is a great event. We have 4 bands that are going to be battling for a $1,000 cash prize.
Nice.
And we have food trucks. So I know we have Porterhouse Catering will be there. We have Dirty Water Dogs will be back. And we also have Watts Poppin' and Chillin'. They do the kettle corn and the Italian ice and nachos. And then we have our beer garden. We have a jump house from Jumpin' Fun that'll be there for the kiddos. We usually do like press-on tattoos and fun stuff for them. So that's presented by Custom Embroidery, Noteworthy Music, and Hill City Electrical Services. So we're really excited to have that. Again, this is our 5th year.
That's amazing. That's great.
Year. And that also incorporates a cruise in. So there is a car show with that too. So we just do it all. Again, free admission for that. So guys, I mean, I'm talking like everything we're doing here is free.
Yeah, and I went to the Battle of the Bands last year for the first time, and it was a great. There were some really good bands.
Good bands.
I don't know what I was expecting, but it kind of blew my expectations out of the water. It was really good.
Well, we do have. I don't know. Autumn is actually more kind of in tune with who we have band wise. I do know we have one band that are high school students from Liberty High School here in Bedford this year, so I'm excited to hear them. And so we will be accepting, like, if you want to give a donation at the door for the CVABC, because we do all these fabulous free events. Yeah. Sometimes, it's good to have a little money coming in.
Or if you're a business and you want to learn more about it, that's a great time to come out and kind of have a fun event, not have to make a formal meeting and sit down. You can just get some information. So it's benefited our business quite a bit. Yeah.
And then, of course, we have sponsorships available if you want to work on like stage sponsors and all those great things to keep us running. And then last but certainly not least is Bedford Centerfest. I think everyone knows or has heard of Bedford Centerfest. We're going to be going into our 42nd year. Now, I have not been running it for 42 years because then it would have started when I was 3. But
that's impressive for a 3-year-old.
It is. I mean, it takes some time, but I toddled around, got it done.
There you go.
But no, so Bedford Centerfest, September 23rd. Put it on your calendar. 10 to 6, downtown Bedford. We run about 6 blocks. I know this year we currently have over 100 vendors.
Awesome.
We have food trucks that have not been there before, so I'm excited. I think we had like 6 kettle corn vendors message us, and so like we can't have 6, but it's kind of great to see the amount of people that want to get into.
Should have a kettle corn contest.
That would be fun.
Yeah,
kettle corn roundup.
Yeah.
So we have that. We have some great bands that are coming out. Our friends with Puzzled Car Show is going to be helping in the Kids Zone this year. So we'll have some kid-related activities that Puzzled will be helping run. Big, huge shout out to our presenting sponsor of Bedford Centerfest. That's the Term and Forest Group. With Term and Forest Products. This is their third year being a part of Centerfest, second year as our title sponsor. And Josh and his team do a great job too, helping us come up with ideas and, getting, they come with balloons. They've come with snow cones. They do all kinds of stuff to kind of make their little booth on the corner pretty cool. So
yeah, and I love that Boone's Tractor brought out tractors to do over the archway and have the flag and things. I saw more pictures of that than I think anything from Centerfest. So thank you to them for making it a memorable picture.
And the new thing
opportunity,
we'll have Boone Tractor there this year because A, they are also a sponsor of the event, and B, last year they helped us block the roads off at one end with the tractor. This year they're blocking all of our roads. So we'll have something, they'll have something kind of cool at the end with like the different tractors that people can look at and see the products that they have.
Take pictures with.
Yeah, we'll have like a flag hanging on one end, a banner on another.
Have Woody hanging off another
Woody with otters. I mean, I don't know what we'll do. We'll get creative. But yeah, so again, big shout out to Boone Tractor as well. So
yeah.
And then I'm going to be really tired and I'm going to not want to do anything, but then Christmas parades pop up. So yeah, but we'll talk about those at a later date.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about Christmas parades right now. I can't do it.
It's too hot to think about Christmas parades.
It is. This is like the hottest week I think we've had all summer, supposedly. I don't know.
That's the one good thing about the Christmas parades is they are when it's cold.
Yeah. Yeah. So, although we've had some warm Christmas parades, I'll tell you. So, one of the things I love about what I do is meeting new businesses and working with business owners, and also working with businesses that are referred from members that we have. And I know the person that we have with us today, she's new business, but she's also was referred to us from, was it your mother-in-law? Aunt. Yeah. Okay. I couldn't remember. But Edith, she is one of our members as well.
So my aunt and my mother-in-law are both part of the group.
Okay. So which is
Edith does the flower girl.
Right. And is that
that's my mom-in-law.
That's your mother. Because that's when I was thinking of at first. Okay.
And Lynchburg Vinyl.
Oh yeah.
That's
Pam. So Pam, Trent with Sunburst Vinyl, they are actually sponsors of ours too. So we do a lot with Pam as well. I do love Pam. So we have Lindsay here with us and I'll make sure because I keep wanting to go back to the other one. Frosted Ridge Confections, correct? Okay. I was doing Frosted Edge because it was part. Anyway, I want to make sure I say it right. So Frosted Ridge Confections, which I really love that name, especially because I like the way it incorporates kind of like the ridge, like with the Blue Ridge. Yeah. And then of course you're frosting it because you are a baker.
Yeah. So it was a nod to both the things that we do plus the area. Chris with Eagle Eye helped us come up with that.
Very cool.
Previously we were Sugared Edge Confections. And then we had to have a change due to some name conflict with somebody else that has a similar name. So I racked my brain for a good 2 or 3 days trying to Google search and trademark search all different names. Mm-hmm. And my brain was fried. So luckily I was like, I know somebody. So we reached out to Chris with Eagle Eye and he was able to help us out. It took some stress off my back considering that we were getting ready to open. And with that, Chris was also able to come up with our logo. Mm-hmm. So the frosted part comes in with cakes and things like that. The ridge comes in with the Blue Ridge area. And then Confections is kind of all the other things that we do. So we like some of the old school stuff like fudge and Rice Krispie treats and some of the stuff we grew up on.
Yeah.
And that was like it's a homey. I think there's a nostalgia to some of those things and it takes you back sometimes. So it was a nod to all the things that we do, not just one thing that we do, as well as just, being able to give some justice to this area because it's beautiful and it's such a wonderful community to be a part of. And we've seen that over the last year and a half with our business, with people that are involved, and whether you've met us, heard our story, or you've helped us somewhere along the way.
So I was getting ready to say how much I love the logo as well, because and for those listening, of course, we're going to post her logo and information on our Talk Local to Me Facebook page, and you can also find it. You can find it there afterwards. But I just think it's a great job. So good shout out to Chris with Eagle Eye because that's. I hate having to sit here and try to figure out names for things, and I'm not artistic. So anyone who can do that.
If you like Disney things, which rumor is a couple of people in this room might.
Potentially.
On their Facebook page, there's a picture of a Winnie the Pooh cake that is adorable. So it's a 3-tier cake, and you got Winnie the Pooh with the honey pot and some bees flying around, things like that. So
yeah, I'm going
to. But you mix a wide variety of things. Like you've got a picture here that you did for the coffee talk with the new members, and you have like chocolate covered strawberries and fudge and Rice Krispie treats. And
I was super bummed I missed that.
Yeah, me too. I was.
So we will have fudge this weekend and dipped fruit and Rice Krispie treats. So they'll all be in the case this weekend. So
okay.
And the Minnie Mouse cake also deserves an honorable mention. That's very well done. I like that with the.
Thank you.
It looks your things. I'm just getting hungry just sitting here looking at all the specialty cupcakes, and you have like a honey scone, a lemon honey scone.
Yeah. So that is basically the scone part is lemon, and then the upper part, the glaze, was made with a local honey provider. And his honey will be featured in the bakery. We're going to go pick up some of that today. But it's local honey on the top, kind of glazed over. So you get a little bit of sweet, a little bit of the sour from the lemon. So I'm not an all sweet kind of girl. I like balanced flavors. So we like sweet and spicy, or sweet and salty, or the sour sweet kind of combos. I don't know. It makes your taste buds sing a little more than just the plain sweet stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I like that because and again, like I feel like I talk about this every episode, but we're going to do it anyway, because like I had gastric bypass like 3 months ago, and I'm not supposed to have a lot of sugar. But I still want to have all the good things that I've had in the past. Now I'm not like, going and shoving cupcakes in my mouth, like, but I want to be able to have a bite of something.
A bite of something here and then,
a bite of cupcake. And so I think that, you guys offer, and I think this is a little different than some other places, but you offer that option. I know we talked about how you're nut-free, egg-free. So it gives people options. And I think that is fabulous because so many people these days are finding they have allergies to things that they didn't know they had, but they're just feeling sluggish or they're feeling horrible. And, maybe they have a gluten allergy, or maybe they have a nut allergy and didn't know it. I don't know. But what made you kind of decide to do that?
So our family has food allergies, and I've talked about this a couple of times as well, but my daughter specifically has egg and nut allergies.
Okay.
I've had alpha-gal for about 8 years. So that kind of stemmed out of some of the need for that. But moving through, last year in March, she requested a special cake for her birthday. So I mentioned this recently, but we couldn't go anywhere just to get whatever. And some of our local grocery stores that used to make in-house cakes, which would decrease some of the cross-contamination, actually bring in their cakes from outside now. So they're not as safe as what they used to be. And I just wasn't willing to take the risk. Before, we've just done like maybe some ice cream cake or like just a little thing of a cookie or something like that. But we saw the need in the community. I knew some people that also had food allergies and was like, well, if we can figure this out, we might have something. But I just want to start at home because at the time I was still working at the hospital in Bedford and as a nurse. And so I wasn't quite sure where it would go. So we just wanted to test the waters. So she requested a special cake. So she actually got 2 cakes for her birthday. She got a cakey cake, which is off of Netflix. It's a show, Gabby's Dollhouse. And then also she got a Mirabelle dress cake, and they were both really big cupcakes. And so she was thrilled. And so we figured out a way to make them nut friendly as well as not containing any eggs at all. And then from there, we had some requests for like vegan or dairy free, kind of interchangeable, but some dairy free stuff. So we were able to figure that out for a friend of ours. And so as we built and grew, we also saw a lot of community need. So, that's Heather, but we entered the Gauntlet program.
Right.
So,
yes.
As well as a lot of other local bakeries that were either starting out or expanding. And I believe 4 out of the top 10 were all bakeries.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool.
That is.
So myself was included in that. Love and Butter, which she actually works at LU,
yeah.
but does a subscription box for LU students and their families.
She does more
throughout the year.
cookies though, right? Isn't
Yeah.
hers cookies?
Cookies, some fudge, things
Yeah.
like that. But she does subscription boxes for those kids. So shout out to her because she saw definitely a need there.
Yeah.
The community need. Holy Heaven Cookies was in that group.
Yep.
And Corbin's Confections out here. She's a little farther out in Bedford.
Okay.
But she is aiming to do actually a truck, so a confection truck, which is pretty neat. So, but we entered that program just to see, I guess, more of the space, get more feedback, how we could grow, how we could do better. And in that process, while we were also doing the gauntlet, the building came open that we're getting ready to go into. We had kind of done feelers where we sent sample boxes out to different friends with a couple different cupcakes, got good feedback from that. And then we did a show in October, November, and I was like, oh, I drove by this building and I was like, well, if it ever comes open, maybe it's just something that we have there,
It's a great location.
Yeah. So November, we stopped in. The previous person that was there wasn't in, and I was like, well, I really wanted to try her stuff, but every time I stopped by, like, she was either closed or, it wasn't accessible at the time. In January, we did Lynchburg Bridal Show, and on my way home from like later in the week, I went through and stopped by and was like, oh my gosh, it's empty. And I was like, I said to myself, if this ever comes open, we should really check into it.
Yeah.
And we started the process there. So we have been building out in that building since March. And then we will actually open this weekend. So,
It's exciting. You should have a ribbon cutting.
yeah, we have ribbon cutting.
Yeah, you should have one Saturday.
So Saturday on the ribbon cutting. So we're doing a combo with you guys, CVABC, and some of Bedford Chamber of Commerce, the 29th at 11 a.m. for a ribbon cutting.
Yes.
So sorry, back to the original question. It really came out of our family's need because I have ADD totally, but it came out of our family need. But we also saw the need in the community.
Right.
So all of our stuff is egg free, nut free, and then we also offer dairy free options, gluten free options, and some sugar free options as well. So.
And our fans have been texting in. Their name is Sheena. It's my wife. She said to tell you that she loved your sunflower cake because she's all about
thank
sunflowers.
you.
And she sent me a picture of the mini cakes that you do in containers for like weddings and things.
Yeah.
Which is a cool idea because it's like a whole cake to yourself, but small and personalized and.
Yeah. So for weddings, we offer a couple options for cupcakes. So one of the ones that we did for Lynchburg Bridal Show back in January is they're like little cups. And so it's not like you have to peel it off, take a bite kind of thing. It's actually, you can spoon and eat it, which is kind of neat. And then we offer the option to customize. So, if you want a swirl on top or if you want a ice cream scoop top or, that kind of thing. There's different options to be able to do some of that. And then we did some of the little cups for
the CVBC new member showcase.
Yes. And we also did it at the bridal show
at the bridal show.
Yep.
The one that I was at.
Yep.
Yes. So the bridal show that I was at, the ones that she did the little cups for, I'm not going to say how many I ate. It was quite a few.
More than one, less than 10.
More than no, I'm just kidding. No, it was less than 10.
Yeah.
But no. Well, the funny thing was because I think towards the end of the day you came up and had some leftovers, and you were like, "Here, guys," and we were like fighting over the tray. We were like, "Yes, everyone take it." And I can't remember. You had one. Was it a coffee flavored one you had there?
Yeah. Chocolate with espresso buttercream.
Yes. Oh my.
So we do. So we have over 40 flavors of cake. So to speak about our case will rotate because there's no way to put 40 flavors in one case. So this weekend we should have, if all works out well, we should have lemon blueberry, some regular like chocolate vanilla, strawberry cheesecake. And then we probably, because I spoke about it on Love and Lace, was our original cake was a triple chocolate cake. And then we'll have individual tiramisus as well.
Oh, that's great.
Weekend. Along with our fudge and dip fruit and some of those things. So,
well, I always think, when we're on here talking to businesses and, it's one thing to sit there and talk, but when I love the fact that I've had your cake, so I can actually give a testimony and say, it's delicious. It was it was soft. It wasn't like, sometimes you have some cupcakes, they're crumbly. It was like, it was all the good things all together. Like the buttercream was delicious. The cake was delicious. It wasn't just like, oh, well, the cake was good, but the buttercream was meh, or back, the other way around. It was just all over really good, which is why I ate probably enough. So I'd love to be able to give a testimony and say, like, I know for a fact this is good. And when you walk in there, you're going to have, good food. I can't bake, so I'm already in awe of you. And then you do like the special baking. My daughter can bake. We did a bake off one time at our house. I did not win. I did give it a good try. Pinterest some like crazy stuff. I even tried to make my own buttercream, and I still didn't win.
My wife has been baking something that she has never baked before every Sunday. Well, last night she took some things to our neighbors because that's how we get rid of it, so we don't have to eat it all. Not that we wouldn't want to eat it all, just that we shouldn't eat it all. So she gave some coffee cake to our neighbors. Well, she gave us some old bananas that were like on their way out, but they were like good for baking. And so Sheena made a banana coffee cake last night. And to me, banana coffee cake does not sound good.
Right.
It was amazing.
Well,
so everyone in my office today was raving over it as they all tackled her to the ground as she walked in with it.
She made a pineapple upside down cake a few weeks ago, and like that is my absolute favorite of all cakes.
Yeah.
So, hey Sheena, whenever, just shoot me
some more, right?
Shoot me a slice. But yeah.
So, and as a baker, I'll tell you, like I posted for Southern Creamery out in Good, is we love to go have something sweet that I'm not making, because we put a lot of love and labor for everybody else. And it's not that I don't like my own goods. I do. I love them. But it's nice. It's the same thing as a florist getting flowers, as a baker getting a cake,
that.
right?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, this is nice. I didn't have to do this, but it tastes good. So, and trying other people's stuff is always cool. So
I also love that you do that. I saw your post the other day about Southern Creamery. First, I thought you were posting because you owned it. And I was like, wait a minute, I've already read it. And I was like, okay, no, she doesn't own it. She's just posting. But I love that. And the fact that too, even just a few minutes ago, bringing up the gauntlet, you weren't hesitant to say who else, like the other bakeries that were there, because, and I've talked about this before, but again, hey, people, guess what? You can do things together. Businesses don't have to be competing all the time.
I coined the term co-opetition.
Yes, co-opetition.
If you work together and just, if every bakery in Lynchburg has a good reputation, then everybody wins, because they're not going to be looking outside our area, anything like that. It's just like the ribbon cutting. We're doing that with the Bedford Chamber of Commerce. We love to work with other chambers and groups like that and have that collaboration. And we don't think of it as competition. When we do events, it's about the business. We're co-opetition. We are working together to better our community.
Yeah. And so like with the gauntlet, like you said, there were a lot of bakeries that were in that. And I'm just, I'm going to pat myself on the back because like 2 of them that were in the top 4, I was the mentor for. So I'm just going to throw that out there. Just putting that out there. But anyway, but I think that's great because all 4 of you do something a little different.
Right.
Like you said, you do all the different confections, and then, the Holy Heaven is pretty much cookies.
Yeah.
And then you have, was it butter and
Love and Butter?
Love and Butter. And she does the boxes. And I really loved her idea when I was talking with her about what she's doing. And
it makes it really easy for families to send like a care package or something, and it comes fresh. It's not,
right.
These aren't cookies I made 5 days ago and then shipped with the postal service, and
and then they're broken,
or they get really hot and then melt, and then in the heat, all that stuff. So
I think there's a place for everybody. Everybody offers something different or different style. We are just breaking a different market in this area. So our closest people around us are Salem and probably Charlottesville that do some sort of allergen friendly. And we kind of looked at that, but it was also a test. Like for us was like, is it going to be successful? That's to be determined.
Is there a need? But
is there a need for it?
People
right?
Also, is there also a want? Like, because like cupcakes and things aren't really a necessity, but you got to have joy in life. And to me, the joy comes no better than the shape of a cupcake. So, will people support a business like that? And with having
that one.
So food allergies are really hard. So I had alpha gal. Technically, I think I still have it. I just don't react anymore. But I went through a stage where like I struggled to eat anywhere. I had a couple of restaurants in Lynchburg try to kill me. None of them are members because they would like, oh, well, we scrape the stuff you can't have off. And I'm like, that's not how that works. Like things like that. So it can be challenging to work around those allergies, especially with baked goods and things, because, egg is a big, it's a big traditional way that binds the cake together and gets the fluffiness, all that, whatever it does. I don't know. I'm making it up as I go.
You got it.
But so to find something that doesn't have the egg or the nuts in it can be a challenge. So I think it's a great thing that you're offering.
It's funny you say that because and this is going to be, you're going to think this is really weird. Again, I'm kind of like ADHD, like I'm like, it's up, squirrel. But you were talking about like how egg binds stuff. So you're doing stuff egg free. So it kind of works together. But like last night, so we get those like Home Chef boxes delivered to our house. And we get like 2 meals a week. And the one we got
kind of like HelloFresh.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor yet.
Yeah, kind of like HelloFresh. We've talked about
We'll reach out to them.
Yeah. But yesterday they sent me, it was like salmon cakes. But you didn't put the salmon together with egg, which I thought was weird because, usually that's what you use for a binder, but they use like creme fraiche.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so they were delicious, but they were healthier, I felt like, because it was just like that creme fraiche. It was like, it was nothing. It was like salmon, creme fraiche, and
I think that's always a good way. We did some of those boxes for a while because I think you get in a stagnant space where you're like, I don't know what to cook for dinner. And that's like always the big winner question of the day. What's for dinner?
It's my least favorite question of the day.
Yeah, since we're talking about the chef boxes here. So my wife and I did that during COVID for a while and we loved it, but it taught us how to cook things differently.
Yeah.
And now we have tried in the past to say like, we're not going to eat out at all, maybe one night a week. And then we go through and we try to bake and that didn't work. But when we started like finding recipes that we liked and were easy to do, and Sheena also likes to go through on Sunday and make a few things for at least 3 or 4 days of the week. So like we don't have to decide, and we have a menu board. So the things she makes, she puts up there.
Yeah.
They probably will rearrange depending on our schedule. But we had like homemade pizza last night. She's got this new bread recipe that takes like 20 minutes to do. And so she's been making pizza crust and cinnamon rolls and all that stuff. But we've had like fresh bread with dinner like every night, like because she found an easy way to do it. And I think that's one of the things that those boxes kind of teach you is like, there's easier ways to do this than the hard way. So
and different, that was part of our process is finding things to do differently. I don't think we're the same old run of the mill. I say that because we offer 40 cake flavors and a lot of other confections. So
if you try all 40 flavors, do you get a t-shirt?
Oh my gosh, that would take me a long time to do individual 40
you're rotating.
No, I'm saying like a full-size cake. Like you should have a club, like the 40 flavor club. You wouldn't have to make a lot of t-shirts, let's be honest, but I would have one.
It would take us some time to rotate through those. So some of the other ones that Heather may have had when we were at the show, we had a strawberry lemonade.
Yes, I did.
Had that one. And then the espresso chocolate.
Yep.
Oh,
my favorite.
Keep some of the classics, lemon blueberry, triple chocolate. We do white chocolate raspberry. We do dark chocolate raspberry. I don't know. We do a lot. So it will take some time to get through, but we just wanted to look at it differently than just what I grew up on is just chocolate, vanilla, strawberry.
Yeah.
What other flavor combinations are out there, and also make some of the things that are accessible that are like pretty special. So you go to a wedding, you have a lemon blueberry cupcake, and you're like, oh, this is so good. Like, but you only see it at a wedding. So like some of those things will now be more accessible. And if you've had one of our wedding cakes or been at a wedding that we've catered, then you can still come to the store and grab something. And I think it like the same thing as a nostalgia is like, if it's a bride and groom coming back because we have it in the case that day, what do you think you're going to sit and talk about? Like you're going to talk about your wedding day and how cool it was. You had that same thing there. So I think there's memory in food and it gathers people. And that was one of the big things about having a building and having a space. When I was at home, I felt like it's really just per order. And then now we'll be able to like sit down and like maybe talk here or there, depending on how busy we are, but hear people's story and where they come from and, why they come to us. And it's just cool to be able to share some of life with other people.
Yeah.
So aside from, I know we've talked a lot about the cupcakes, and you've mentioned fudge and do you, what other types do you do like pastries as well? Like, can you do like, if someone wanted to have like a breakfast catered for an office or something like that, or is it more like that kind of dessert?
So we do scones, muffins, some cinnamon rolls. Some of that stuff we haven't been able to feature at home because a lot of I think maybe the outlook on what we've done in the past is mostly cakes and cupcakes.
Mhm.
And that's just because we haven't been able to feature some of those and be able to showcase some of that. And I think when you're ordering for special occasion, most of it is cake, cupcake, cookies kind
Right.
of thing. So, in the case this weekend, because we're opening earlier on Saturday, and typically we'll open earlier on Wednesdays and Fridays, there'll be some scones and muffins and some cinnamon rolls, maybe some overnight oats, as a quick
Okay,
breakfast with
perfect.
some coffee. And then along the way, we're hoping to add some of the other fancy pastries, croissants, and things like that.
Okay.
I am not the best at those, and I am not fearful to say that I'm not the best at that. I think it's all a learning process, and I've taught myself a lot up until this point, and I'm not
Mhm.
afraid to teach myself more, or bring in somebody that can be able to offer some of that
Mhm.
for our business. So
Yeah, I know I wanted to ask because within what we do, we're always looking for a business that can, maybe sometimes cater a breakfast part of,
Mhm.
some of our events. But I get a lot of our members that especially our members that are going to host coffee talks. They'll be like,
Mhm.
hey, where can I go to get, breakfast for our,
Yeah.
Yeah.
our staff and things like that. So I wanted to kind of check in
And not everybody has a
Yeah.
personal baker like I do at home because
Right.
I'm doing a thing for
Yeah.
part of the senior networking group and I'm hosting that next month. And I've given my wife a list of things I would like baked. So 'cause
Right.
we're trying to do it homemade to
Yeah.
do something a little different. So
Yeah.
But I
but
also
yeah,
love
having an option.
the fudge. I love fudge. It's probably one of my favorite things. Do you do like brownie, like
Yeah,
like
we're
what
doing some
are
brownies.
okay?
So this weekend we'll have I told you we'll have scones, muffins, and some cinnamon rolls. We'll have some brownies, basically gluten-free and regular brownies.
Okay, cool.
So the case variety will be friendly to most, and I'm trying to cater to as many specificities as possible. But if there's something that's not there that you want, or a combo thereof that's not in the case, it always can be asked for, and then we can create a custom order that can most likely be ready the following day, 24, 48 hours. So, like gluten-free and dairy-free, like some of those will be comboed together because a lot of people that have gluten allergies also have a dairy allergy for some reason. That kind of coincides. So trying to combo some of those that's available, but there's always some extra probably in the back that we could figure out something. So are trying our best to cater to whoever we can cater to. But if it's not there, we can always make it, and we didn't make it free special.
So what are your hours moving forward?
That was my next question.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
so-
that's great.
I do need to give a shout to Roadmap Coffee Works. They're out of Lexington, Virginia, so they're our coffee provider.
Okay.
They were Lexington Coffee for some time, so we are featuring them. So that's where our coffee will come from. Our tiramisu will be made with their espresso this weekend, so that's pretty neat. We'll have iced coffee, hot coffee, and then mentioned fizz. So our fizz is a spin on a mocktail.
I was getting ready to mention that too. I saw that.
So this weekend we'll have watermelon wave, which is watermelon, mint, and cucumber, and then we'll also have a strawberry thyme lemonade. And then they're usually topped with either like club soda, mineral water. I prefer mineral water, but something like that. So it's a little fizzy. Hours moving forward, Wednesday we're hoping to be open early, like 7 to 3, and then Thursday we're going to do a little bit later evening to see how the crowd goes, like later in the evening. So we'll do like a 10 to 6, and then Friday will be early again. Saturday will be 9 to 6. And it's really just feeling out what is the traffic like right now. If we do see a need to be open earlier every day of the week, then we'll be open earlier every day of the week. If we need to be open later, it's kind of an adjustment period for us. So hopefully we'll nail down some hours with the next month or so after we see the traffic. But I know that there is a lot of cars that come through there on a daily basis.
Oh,
So-
yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I like that. And so for people that are listening, or, whether you're listening live or whether you are, pulling this up later and listening to it on your podcast, like make sure you hear the fact that they're kind of playing with those hours. Cause you get people that, like, if you're not open when they want, it's all of a sudden they're like, well, why do we go there? Cause they're not open at 8 a.m. Well, they're working on some stuff. I always like to say, give some new businesses some grace.
Mhm.
People are always so hard, I feel like, on
Yeah.
businesses that are, they have families, They're trying to work out the kinks. They're doing all the things. So I always like to put that out there. And my events director said she needs to come and try all the things. Like,
complete.
like all the stuff.
All the things. Yeah, and it's just because we don't know what the traffic looks like through there. Papa O's is open for lunch and dinner, and so he gets some traffic midday, later afternoon. So are we better serving that time frame, or should we be there earlier so you can stop in and get your coffee and your muffin kind of thing? And so just working through some of that over the next month or so until we can truly solidify like true hours. I think there's also a season for hours. That sounds crazy, but like summertime, you're a little later waking up most often. And wintertime, everybody's fall, winter, everybody's in a groove because kids are back in school and everything seems more scheduled.
Right.
So.
I agree. I know my daughter's counting down the school days along with me. We're counting down, but for different reasons.
Yeah.
You're cheering it and she's dreading it.
I'm cheering. I'm sitting here going like, oh, great. I don't have to drag her to meetings with me in the morning. But so we're really excited to be hosting the ribbon cutting this weekend. I can't wait to come in and see the space and see what you guys have done with it. Because Cakes and Pipers was a member of ours for a while they were open. And so I think,
and she is so sweet. She's really helped me part of this process. So
That's good.
When we initially started, that's who I reached out to, was like, hey, who's the property manager? So she guided me in the right direction for that, and had good things to say about the space. I just don't think it was the best time family wise for her. And it wasn't that she doesn't love what she does, excuse me. And she has moved on to other opportunities, as well as opening a different space, but it's a private space. So I'm really proud of her for shifting gears, but still doing what she loves. So, and we've talked a little bit here and there. Dr. Anderson, that's with Kaya Health, loves her croissants. And he says, hey, can you reach out to her? So I've done that once or twice already.
Nice.
Yeah, Dr. Anderson, we just had him on a few weeks ago.
And then a few weeks before that. So he's a frequent flyer here. So.
Frequent flyer miles.
Yeah, so. We're excited for this weekend. I think there's some anticipation, some nerves for me for sure.
Yeah.
And how it's going to go, because, it's the first time for everything. So,
well, I've already got an order from my wife that I'm going by there Friday because we'll be out of town this weekend. So I won't be able to come to your ribbon cutting, but I'm going to come by Friday and get a few things for us to try.
I'll still be baking Friday for sure. It'll be an all day event.
Yeah.
So,
because you guys are open on the Friday as well, right?
This Friday we're not. So it's only 29th and 30th. Yeah.
Just
Saturday the 29th and 30th. Okay.
Yeah.
And we did that to kind of ease into it.
Yeah.
Get a feel for everything, give us an opportunity to work the register system, see if we need to make any tweaks, because I don't really think there's a true way to do a soft opening for a bakery.
Yeah.
To be truthful. So that's kind of where we were. And I was like, get a 2-day spin, do a grand opening weekend, and then kind of recollect and see how we need to shift.
Yeah.
And that's big for big business. I mean, small business anyway, because we're constantly shifting, constantly learning, and how to create an environment that is friendly to our people that are coming in. So whether that's changing in the register or changing a setup or something, it's a good deal for us. We've tried to create an open space, but also kind of like a farmhousey vibe.
Yeah. I know that's like when we were talking about what time, to do the ribbon cutting, we were kind of going back and forth. And I was like, we should maybe give you a couple hours.
Yeah.
Because I've been to some ribbon cuttings, especially when they're like restaurant or in the food industry where they want to cut that ribbon like right as they open and they just want people to pile in their door. But honestly, like I feel like you should have time to get there, let your staff get comfortable with what's happening before you have people just kind of jumping up into the registers and asking you a million questions. And so that's when we were like, 11 sounds great. And when you have a little time.
When you have people from the public coming in to buy things, they don't understand that like, oh, we're doing a ribbon cutting, then we'll open. They're like, no, I want you to open now. Like, so being able to have those few hours to get out of the way. So you open for the first time on Saturday. So I just got my days mixed up. So.
It's okay.
So I will see you Sunday at noon. Between 12 and 5 on Sunday.
Yeah.
So hopefully you'll have things left.
Yeah. Saturday we are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then Sunday we will be doing 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. It gives everybody a little time to go to church, including myself. And then recollect ourselves from the night before.
Yeah.
Probably we'll end up there past midnight or something on Saturday.
Oh.
It's okay. We just need to see how it goes, really. It's a test in the market, too. But we've had good response. So we put feelers out and made that. And a friend of mine suggested to make an event out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had over 500 responses to this weekend,
great.
which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
A little overwhelming. But
That's
we
okay.
can do it.
You'll get through it.
Yeah.
You'll get through it. So all it'll be is a chaotic memory for you to have about, remember when we opened and it was so popular? That's why we keep doing this every day.
Yeah.
Hopefully the business will continue to be busy all through and as people revisit. So let me ask you a few questions about the CVABC. So
I knew it was
how long have you been a member of the CVABC?
We joined in 22.
Yep.
22. Okay. And what is the biggest benefit that you've gotten out of the CVABC, or the biggest thing that has helped as you grow your business and now move your business and things like that?
Yeah. So I think CVABC offers a great community of people from a wide variety of different businesses. Like if it wasn't for CVABC, I probably wouldn't have met Chris with Eagle Eye.
Right.
I had met Ashley with Sweet and Indulgence Bakery as well prior to CVABC, but now we've kind of intertwined at different events for CVABC.
Yeah.
And, she's an encourager of mine.
That's
I'm
good.
an encourager of hers. I love her product. She loves mine.
Co-opetition.
Yeah. So, and we do different things differently. Like I said, there's space for everybody.
Yeah.
And then having Heather around, she shoots me messages every now and then.
Bum, bum, bum.
Dun, dun, dun. And
I was
then,
gonna be like, you didn't have to say Heather, but it's always good to put it in there.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
And then I've sat down and talked with Andrea a little bit too.
Yep.
So, for us as a new business, because we're just starting in the retail space. We've been established at home for about a year, over a year. But some of the benefits to membership. So, like a newspaper article, or your my mind is gone.
Your billboard.
Billboard. Yeah. Heather can read my mind today. It's cool.
Yep.
That's the number one answer, by the way, billboards.
Yeah. Well, and then, some of the events, Coffee Talk, which I haven't been able to get to quite yet. But we did have a new member event.
There's one Friday if you want to, come to it before you
If you have
start
nothing
baking.
else to do.
And it's at the Chick-fil-A headquarters on Timberlake Road. So, they'll have Chick-fil-A breakfast. So you could always come at 8:00, grab some breakfast, say hi to some people, and then just go. And you don't have to worry about breakfast. See, I'm a problem solver.
Yeah. I think I'll probably end up carrying my own breakfast and making coffee on Friday morning at 5 a.m. So it's good. But it's given a community that I normally wouldn't have had as a new business.
Yeah.
So I think that was really helpful. And then there's like a shoulder to lean on. Like, I have a question about a business. I have a question about how the best way to work this as my business.
Right.
And that's been cool.
Great answers.
Yeah, I think that I love the last one. I think that a lot of our members, because I've seen it happen, they do lean on each other, and you do see a general, especially if you're a part of, and if you're not, make sure you get on our Facebook page. It's like a members only page. I see a lot of members on there that are just asking questions like, hey, how can I do this? Does anyone have access to this? And I feel like when I sit there and watch the interactions between the business owners in our CVABC community, it makes me happy, because you just can see the growth, and you can see kind of everything that we want, I always say the CVABC isn't just about, the staff. It's really all the members that we have, the whole community.
And their willingness to work together.
Yeah, the willingness for them to just sit there and make each other grow, and like the genuine disappointment when they hear one may be closing, or, how do we support this person because they, when COVID hit, I really specifically remember one of our members who is actually now a sponsor of mine. She was struggling, and we had a couple members that were putting out stuff like, go get over there. And she had such an influx of people coming and supporting her, and, she made it through, and that's great. But just seeing that is really one of the things I love the most.
Right. And then members being willing to do like lunch and learns and things like that, where people can learn about things. Because I did one on like Google reviews and things like that, how to generate more of those and how to go after and ask for
I need
them.
Lindsay to do one on how to bake, and I'll see if I can ever figure it out.
Yeah.
I can't give away all my secrets.
She'll give you a business card that has the business address on it. Say, you don't have to learn how to bake.
That's right.
Just come pick one up.
Get my food.
So, but yeah.
So, one last time, let's tell everyone where you're located, how they can get a hold of you, like Facebook, or if you have a website.
Yeah. So grand opening is this weekend on the 29th and 30th. They're listed on Facebook. Our physical address is 17980 Forest Road. We're actually Suite H. We're on the farther end cap. And hopefully we'll be open after this from Wednesday through Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I need a little time on Monday, Tuesday to do all the admin things that business life has to offer.
And to sleep in.
Yeah, maybe sleep in just a little bit. But you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and we have a small Pinterest account. This weekend we'll have some cool stuff featured. We got some new gear. So I'm wearing a shirt right now, and they'll be available to the public as well. So we're excited for this weekend, excited to meet some of our friends that we haven't met and see people that we have met along the way. So we're gearing up. I don't know how much caffeine I'm going to need, but,
probably more than you plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So let me ask you this for those who are directionally challenged, pointing at me. Where are you located in Forest? Because when you say Forest Road, I just see like miles and miles.
The long road of Forest Road.
Give us some landmarks and help me out so I don't get lost.
How about Grace Mill
Sunday.
Center?
Okay.
So we are directly across from Grace Mill Center, specifically Burger King, Wells Fargo area.
Okay.
So they're in that strip mall. We actually have members, like it's almost like a strip mall of members because it starts on one end with Lulu's Closet.
Yep.
If you know where Lulu's is.
I do.
And then you just kind of work your way down. There's like Papa O's and the pizza place. And then there's Lindsay and then Kaya Health is right beside it.
And then we have Realty One.
Realty One. They're also a member.
They're also there.
Let's just start taking over Forest Road and just keep going down.
We will. I'll be like, first thing with her, you're not a member, get out. You're off this strip. So anyway, well, thank you so much for coming on with us today. I'm looking forward to Saturday, and just a big congratulations on opening up your own space and getting going. So
we're a little nervous, but it's okay.
I think it's going to be great, and I'll come in Sunday, and you're going to be like, it was the best ever.
Yeah,
like we almost ran out of everything, but not quite. I didn't have to stay up baking all night to restock so that you had what you wanted.
Hey, I'm totally good with selling out. I'll stay up till midnight if I have to.
There you go. There you go.
Awesome.
So we have another podcast advertisement here. So these are new for us. So we're trying to still figure out how to fit it in. But if you own a business in the Central Virginia Business Coalition and you want to put your ad here, this is what it would sound like. So are you?
And we'll have all those wonderful options for you. We can send you. We have a new flyer out that has all those options for you because we've got some great opportunities to be a sponsor of this podcast, and the stats are just phenomenal. So
yeah, we're growing like crazy since you had surgery. No coincidence. And so we had Legacy Wealth Management earlier. They had a great ad that they supplied for us. Oakwood Health and Rehab also has an ad, and they paid extra for me to read it. So here we go. Are you or a loved one looking for top-notch care and support in Bedford, Virginia? Look no further than Oakwood Health and Rehab, where compassionate care meets excellent in rehabilitation. At Oakwood Health and Rehab, we understand that each individual's journey to recover is unique. That's why we offer personalized care plans tailored to your specific needs. Our team of experienced and dedicated healthcare professionals are there to provide round-the-clock care and support, ensuring your comfort and well-being every step of the way. Our state-of-the-art facility is designed to create a warm and welcoming atmosphere, making you feel right at home. Our cozy rooms, beautiful gardens, and engaging common areas provide the perfect setting for your recovery journey. Oakwood Health and Rehab offers a wide range of rehabilitation services, including physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy, all aimed at helping you regain your independence and quality of life. Our experienced therapist will work closely with you, guiding you through tailored exercises and activities that promote health and healing and strength, But it's not just about the physical well-being. We believe in nurturing the mind and spirit too. Our enriching recreational programs and social activities ensure that you stay engaged and connected with your fellow residents. Your comfort and satisfaction are our top priorities. That's why our caring staff takes care of everything from medication management to delicious chef-prepared meals that cater to your dietary preferences. So don't wait. Call us today at 540-425-7800 to schedule a tour and learn more about how Oakwood Health and Rehab can be your partner on the road to recovery. Oakwood Health and Rehab, neighbors caring for neighbors in Bedford, Virginia. We look forward to caring for you.
Great job.
Thanks. Big
Great
words
job.
in there.
Appreciate it. Yeah. So thanks, guys, for listening in. Make sure to tune back in next Wednesday at noon for Talk Local to Me, or make sure you are checking us out and downloading, subscribing, and liking Talk Local to Me anywhere you get your podcast.
And don't forget to go to cvabc.org.